Look at your neighbor and tell them, this is not the season to be distracted. Now tell your other neighbor, if I don't lock in now, I might miss my moment. Hear me. Life doesn't defeat most people, distraction does. You didn't fail because you weren't gifted. You didn't lose because you weren't called. You're tired, not because the load is heavy, but because your focus is leaking everywhere. We live in a generation that is connected to everything and committed to nothing. Your phone has your attention. Other people's opinions have your energy. Your past has your emotions, and your future is standing in the corner saying, when will you choose me? This is not a sermon about working harder. This is a declaration about locking in your mind when fear is loud, locking in your faith when doubt is persuasive, locking in your discipline when comfort is calling your name. Because when you lock in, you stop negotiating with distractions. When you lock in, you don't need applause to stay consistent. When you lock in, you don't move based on feelings, you move based on assignment. Tonight, I didn't come to hype you. I came to activate you, because the next level of your life doesn't respond to talent, it responds to focus. If you're ready to lock in, say, I'm locked. Clarity is not a luxury, it is a necessity. You cannot focus on what you have not defined, and you cannot give sustained attention to a future that looks blurry in your own mind. Many people are exhausted not because they are doing too much, but because they are doing too many things without knowing why. When purpose is unclear, energy is wasted. You wake up busy but not effective, active but not aligned. Clarity brings alignment, and alignment gives birth to power. When you are clear, decisions become lighter. You stop debating every opportunity because you finally know which ones belong to you and which ones are distractions dressed up as blessings. Not every open door is your door. Some doors are tests of focus, not invitations to walk through. Clarity teaches you the discipline of saying no without guilt and yes without fear. It sharpens your discernment so you don't confuse movement with progress. A focused life is built on intentional direction. When clarity enters the room, confusion exits. You stop chasing validation because you are secure in your assignment. You stop comparing yourself to others because you understand your lane. Comparison fades when clarity speaks. You are no longer impressed by what looks good. You are committed to what is right for you. That is when your focus deepens and your distractions lose their grip. Clarity also gives your pain meaning. When you know where you are going, setbacks don't break you, they train you. Delays don't discourage you, they develop you. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start declaring, this is preparing me. A clear vision reframes your struggles into stepping stones. You realize that even the pressure has a purpose, and even the waiting is working for you. When clarity is absent, focus becomes fragile. You are easily pulled into other people's agendas, opinions, and emergencies. You live reactively instead of intentionally. But when clarity is present, your focus becomes stubborn. You stay grounded when others are panicking. You remain consistent when others are quitting. You don't need constant motivation because clarity fuels your discipline. You know what you are building, so you keep showing up even when it's quiet and uncomfortable. Clarity is the doorway that focus walks through. Once you see clearly, you can lock in fully. Your mind stops wandering, your energy stops leaking, and your efforts start compounding. You become dangerous in the best way because a focused person with clarity cannot be easily stopped. When you know what you are called to do, you don't chase everything. You pursue the right thing with everything you have. That is where momentum begins, and that is how purpose turns into progress. Distractions are never random, and they are never harmless. They are strategic. The world is full of noise designed to pull your attention away from what truly matters. Every ping, every notification, every demand on your time is not accidental. It is intentional. It is testing whether you are committed enough to your calling to resist, to stay locked in, to protect what God, destiny, or life has assigned to you. When you begin to see distractions as deliberate attempts to derail you, you start to take your focus seriously. You stop being naive about the enemy of your dreams. The truth is, your focus is your most precious currency, and distractions are designed to spend it without your permission. Distractions thrive in the spaces of indecision and uncertainty. When you have no clarity, they find fertile ground. A wandering mind is an open door, and the world is ready to pour in all kinds of noise, all kinds of temptation, all kinds of irrelevant activity. The moment you hesitate, the moment you are unsure, the moment you waver, distractions move in. They are like shadows. They expand wherever light is absent. That is why discipline and vigilance are not optional if you want to lock in. To be locked in, you must recognize that the fight for your attention is constant. Every opportunity to stay unfocused is a trap, and every temptation to give in is a test of your commitment. Distractions do not always appear as enemies. Often they wear the mask of opportunity, excitement, or even necessity. They come in the form of urgent tasks that are not important, in the form of conversations that drain your energy instead of building your vision, in the form of entertainment that numbs your ambition. The cleverness of distraction is that it rarely announces itself as harmful. It whispers in your ear, making you believe it is harmless, making you think it is your right to indulge. But the truth is, every time you give your attention to what is irrelevant, you are giving away your power, piece by piece. Every time you chase what is unnecessary, you postpone what is necessary. Recognizing that distractions are strategic empowers you to fight differently. You stop trying to rely on willpower alone. You start to build systems that protect your attention. You start to guard your mind like a treasure, because that is exactly what it is. You learn to say no boldly, to eliminate what is irrelevant ruthlessly, and to prioritize with precision. You stop negotiating with your focus and start defending it. You understand that your time, your energy, and your mental space are limited, and you cannot afford to let them be hijacked by things that do not matter. When you treat distractions as deliberate attacks on your progress, you become intentional about your attention. You become strategic about your schedule. You become disciplined about your energy. And when you combine that strategy with clarity, you create a force that is unstoppable. Distractions may come, but they no longer control you. They are no longer the boss of your focus. You lock and you move forward, and you finish what others never even started. Your ability to stay undistracted becomes the difference between surviving and thriving, between dreaming and achieving, between wishing and winning. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It is the quiet, often unseen force that moves ordinary people into extraordinary results. Motivation will come and go. It is unreliable, fleeting, and often dictated by your emotions. Some days you will feel inspired, and on other days, exhaustion, doubt, or fear will try to take over. Discipline, however, does not wait for feelings to catch up. Discipline shows up even when the excitement has left, even when energy is low, even when the world seems indifferent. It is the unshakable commitment to your purpose, the consistency that outlasts circumstance, the relentless pursuit of what you know you are called to accomplish. When you embrace discipline, you stop negotiating with your own limitations. You stop allowing excuses to dictate your actions. Every day becomes an opportunity to prove to yourself that you are serious about your future. Discipline is not about perfection. It is about persistence. It is not about feeling ready. It is about being committed to showing up over and over again until the results you desire materialize. While motivation whispers, do it when you feel like it, discipline shouts, do it because it matters. Discipline builds habits, and habits shape destiny. The small, consistent choices you make every day, the seemingly insignificant actions repeated over time, compound into unstoppable momentum. When you discipline yourself to prioritize the important over the urgent, to focus on what advances your purpose rather than what distracts, you create a life of intention. Each day becomes an investment in your vision, and each choice to stay disciplined strengthens your ability to lock in, to protect your focus, and to honor your calling. Discipline also develops resilience. It trains your mind and your spirit to withstand resistance. There will always be obstacles, naysayers, and setbacks. Without discipline, these challenges will derail you. With discipline, They become stepping stones. You learn to endure, to keep showing up even when the results are delayed, to persist when progress seems invisible. Discipline turns struggle into strength and resistance into preparation. It teaches you that your growth is not dependent on external validation, but on your internal commitment. To lock in, you must make discipline your new love language. You must speak to yourself in the language of consistency, showing up for your goals with the same intensity whether the world notices or not. You must create boundaries that protect your focus, rituals that reinforce your commitment, and a mindset that refuses shortcuts or easy compromises. When motivation fades, discipline carries you forward. When excitement diminishes, discipline fuels your progress. It is the engine that keeps your vision moving, the backbone of your persistence, and the silent force behind every great achievement. Discipline is not restrictive, it is liberating. It frees you from the chaos of distraction, the tyranny of emotions, and the trap of indecision. It allows you to lock in fully, to dedicate yourself to what truly matters, and to advance toward your destiny with purpose and precision. A disciplined life is not easy, but it is powerful. It is the difference between wishing for success and claiming it, between dreaming about change and living it, between a life of average outcomes and a life of extraordinary impact. Silence is more than the absence of noise. It is the presence of power. In a world that celebrates business, distraction, and constant communication, silence becomes a radical act. To lock in, you must learn the art of stepping away, of withdrawing from the clamor, of creating space for your mind to think clearly and your spirit to align with purpose. Silence allows you to hear what is truly yours, to recognize your priorities, and to tune out the opinions, urgencies, and pressures that have nothing to do with your destiny. It is in the quiet moments that clarity emerges and focus is strengthened. When you embrace silence, you gain control over your attention. The world is full of voices shouting for your energy, for your approval, and for your action. If you never step back, you will become a slave to every demand, every distraction, every crisis that is not yours to carry. But when you allow yourself to be still, to pause, to listen, you create boundaries that protect your focus. You develop the discipline to prioritize what matters most and to ignore what merely competes for your time. Silence is a weapon against chaos. It shields your mind and your heart from the unnecessary, allowing you to invest deeply in the necessary. Silence also deepens self-awareness. When you are constantly moving, constantly speaking, constantly reacting, you never have the opportunity to see yourself clearly. You become entangled in other people's expectations, chasing validation and responding to noise instead of your own calling. But when you retreat into intentional silence, you confront yourself, your ambitions, your fears, and your true desires. You begin to understand the difference between what is urgent and what is essential, between what is distraction and what is divine direction. In silence, you learn to listen to the voice of purpose rather than the crowd. Isolation and silence is not loneliness, it is preparation. Every season of greatness requires withdrawal. Every breakthrough demands time away from the pressures and clamor of life. Great leaders, great thinkers, great achievers all understood that the moments spent alone in reflection and intentional quiet were the moments that defined their trajectory. Silence allows you to plan, to strategize, and to strengthen your resolve. It builds mental toughness and spiritual stamina because it trains you to rely on clarity, not chaos, and on discipline, not drama. When you practice silence, you also develop patience. In stillness, you learn that not everything requires an immediate reaction. You discover the power of waiting, of observing, of acting only when the timing is right. Silence sharpens judgment and heightens awareness. It teaches you that your attention is sacred and that you cannot afford to scatter it on trivialities. To lock in, you must make silence a regular part of your life. You must guard your mind against constant input, create sacred spaces for reflection, and resist the urge to fill every moment with noise. Silence is the soil in which focus grows. It nurtures your vision, strengthens your discipline, and prepares you for the impact you are called to make. In silence, you hear your assignment. In silence, you find your strength. In silence, You lock in and nothing can shake you. Your identity is the foundation of your focus. It determines where your energy flows, what you prioritize, and how you respond to the challenges and opportunities that life presents. When you do not fully understand who you are, you spend your time chasing things that are not meant for you, seeking approval from people who will never satisfy your soul, and reacting to circumstances instead of intentionally creating your life. But when you know your identity, when you understand your value, your purpose, and your assignment, you stop wandering aimlessly. Your focus becomes intentional, unshakable, and aligned with the destiny that is uniquely yours. Knowing who you are gives you confidence in your decisions. You no longer need to follow the crowd or seek validation from others because you are secure in what has been entrusted to you. You are able to say no to distractions without guilt because you know that what is not aligned with your purpose is not meant for your life. Your energy is no longer scattered, your attention is not fragmented, and your vision is not diluted. Identity acts like a compass, guiding your choices, protecting your focus, and keeping you on track even when the world tries to pull you in every direction. When your identity is rooted in truth, comparison loses its power. You stop measuring your progress against others because you understand that your journey is yours alone. You no longer get discouraged by the success of others or tempted by the shortcuts that seem to work for them. Instead, you stay committed to your own path, knowing that your assignment is unique and cannot be duplicated. This self-awareness fosters resilience because when challenges come, and they will, you are not shaken by doubt or insecurity. You respond from a place of strength, grounded in the knowledge of who you are and what you were created to accomplish. Your identity also shapes your priorities. When you know yourself, you naturally invest your time, energy, and resources into the areas of life that matter most. You stop wasting attention on what is irrelevant and start channeling it toward what will produce lasting impact. Every action becomes intentional. Every decision is guided by purpose. You no longer drift, you move with precision. This is the essence of being locked in. Your focus is no longer reactive, but proactive. It is guided by the unchanging truth of who you are and what you are called to do. Identity fuels perseverance. The stronger your sense of self, the less likely you are to be swayed by temporary setbacks, criticism, or failure. You understand that obstacles are not indicators of your worth, but opportunities to grow, refine, and strengthen your focus. You recognize that your value is not determined by results, but by the principles, purpose, and character that define you. This understanding allows you to stay locked in, even when the journey is long, the pressure is high, and the results are delayed. To truly lock in, you must invest in knowing yourself deeply. You must confront the fears, doubts, and lies that cloud your identity. You must embrace your strengths, acknowledge your calling, and claim your authority over your life. When your identity is secure, your focus becomes unshakable, your discipline unbreakable, and your path unmistakable. Identity does not just influence focus, it commands it. When you understand who you are, nothing can distract you, derail you, or stop you from achieving what you were born to accomplish. Locked and people finish what others start. This is the mark of those who rise above mediocrity and step into their purpose. Many people begin with great intentions. They have dreams, visions, and ideas, but most never see them through. They are distracted by setbacks, discouraged by delays, or tempted by easier paths. The world is full of unfinished projects, abandoned goals, and unrealized potential because consistency is rare and perseverance is costly. But those who learn to lock in understand that the difference between dreams and reality is not luck, not talent, and not opportunity. It is the commitment to finish what you start, no matter the resistance, no matter the obstacles, no matter the doubts. Finishing requires courage. It demands that you move forward even when fear screams in your ear. It requires that you refuse to quit when others have already given up. Locked in, people understand that discomfort is temporary but regret is forever. They know that every challenge, every delay, every moment of exhaustion is a test of resolve. The choice to persist separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. While most are distracted by what is immediate, the committed are focused on what is eternal. They understand that finishing is not just about completing tasks. It is about fulfilling destiny, honoring commitments, and proving to themselves that they are capable of more than they imagined. Consistency is the secret weapon of those who finish. It is not about doing everything perfectly. It is about showing up every day, giving your best effort, and refusing to let inconsistency sabotage your progress. Locked in people establish routines, guard their energy, and prioritize their time so that every action moves them closer to completion. They are relentless in their pursuit of results, not distracted by temporary frustrations, and not swayed by the opinions of those who do not understand their vision. Consistency compounds over time, and what seems small today becomes monumental tomorrow. Finishing also requires focus. It is impossible to complete what you start if your attention is constantly diverted. Locked in people know how to eliminate distractions, say no to what does not matter, and concentrate fully on the tasks that move them closer to their goals. They understand that focus is a discipline, and without it, energy is wasted, momentum is lost, and potential remains unfulfilled. Every completed project is a testimony to the power of unwavering attention and unshakable commitment. Persistence builds resilience. Those who finish what others start are seasoned by the challenges they overcome. Every obstacle teaches a lesson, every setback strengthens resolve, and every delay deepens determination. They learn to endure, adapt, and overcome because they are anchored in purpose, not emotion. While others quit at the first sign of difficulty, they push through until victory is secured. Ultimately, locked in people finish because they understand the value of their calling and refuse to let it die incomplete. They realize that life rewards perseverance, honors commitment, and multiplies effort. To lock in is to refuse to be average, to refuse to start without completing, and to refuse to leave your legacy unfinished. When you finish what you start, you do more than achieve goals. You prove to yourself and the world that you are unstoppable, unshakable, and fully committed to walking in the fullness of your destiny. Let me tell you something before you walk out of here today. Life will test you. Life will whisper doubt in your ear. Life will throw storms, distractions, and delays to see if you are serious. But I'm here to declare tonight that locked in people don't negotiate with distraction. Locked in people don't argue with delay. Locked in people don't stop at the first no or the 100th no. They keep going because they know the victory is on the other side of focus, faith, and discipline. You are not called to be average. You are not called to drift. You are not called to live a life that fades when the applause stops. You are called to lock in, rise up, and finish what God, life, and destiny have assigned to you. And when you lock in, watch how everything changes. Opportunities align, doors swing open, and the people who doubted you watch in silence as you walk past every limit they ever imagined. Tonight, I am not just telling you to focus. I am commanding you to claim your time, protect your energy, and invest in your purpose like your life depends on it, because it does. Your future is not waiting for permission. Your dreams will not beg. Your breakthrough will not whisper twice. So I ask you, and I say it with authority, are you ready to lock in? Are you ready to stop negotiating with distraction and start defending your destiny? Then rise, move, and finish what you started. Because when you lock in, nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop you. And the world will have no choice but to recognize your greatness. You are locked in. Now go show up and go finish.